In a previous video, I talked about how important it is to always be making a great first impression. And I also shared with you what one of those ways was to have a professional email signature. Today, I'm going to share with you how to create one of those email signatures. But not only that, I'm going to make sure that you know how to make it interactive, clickable, so that that email signature works for you 24/7, even months and months from now. Because I'll tell you what, just last week, somebody reached out to me who I hadn't talked to in a very long time. But what he said was, "Hey, Veronica, I'm so happy that we were connecting because I had lost your contact information and I found one of your older emails where you had your email signature. And luckily, I was able to reach you through that." Isn't that awesome? That's what I want for you. Now, a lot of times, bookkeepers, accountants, tax preparers, they go in a very traditional, understated way of signing off on their email. I'm going to ask you to keep an open mind and do it a little differently so that you stand out from the crowd and do it a little bit more up to date, not so much in the traditional way, although you always have the option of going the traditional route as well. In today's video, I'm going to go over with you the things that you're going to need, what the tools that you're going to use, and how to go about step by step to create your clickable, interactive email signature so that it can work for you and make a great first impression. How does that sound? In a few moments, we're going to go over to my desktop and we're going to get started. But before then, I'm Veronica Sagastume, and this is the Profitable Bookkeeping Biz channel, a place that I created to share with you ways to, the strategies to use, the tips that I got to share, and best practices that I believe will help you to start, run, and grow a profitable bookkeeping business. Now that I have your attention, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to have you look over my shoulder, follow me on my desktop, and we're going to start designing your very own interactive, clickable email signature. Let's get started. So how would you like to have a custom email signature for your email so that you can have all this information in one place and have it be clickable? Wouldn't that be cool? That's what I'm going to show you how to do today. Let me just go to the document that I've prepared, and you can take a screenshot of this if you'd like. But what you're going to need is you're going to need a photo of you. I said a photo of me in case you were talking to yourself, but you need a photo. If you would like for your signature, you can have a picture of yourself or a picture of your logo, or if you wish, it can just be information and no image at all. I think that whatever I'm going to show you today can be applicable to the custom signature that you want to create for yourself. Okay, so that's why I'm saying you're going to need a photo of yourself. You'll need your social media links as well as anything else that you want to attach to your signature. So again, what you need a photo of yourself, your social media links. You need, I'm going to show you how to do Canva, but if you have a different software tool that you like to use and customize your photo and your images, I'll show you why in a minute, then use that. I like to use Google Drive, and I'll show you why. It's because of the tables. You can also use Word if you'd like, but you will see this tutorials using these tools: Canva, Google Drive. You need your brand colors already so that you again can just select those and apply them as you'd like, and the information that you want to put on your signature. If you have these pieces of information ready to go, then you can start creating and customize your email signature so that you have a lot of information that you're sharing each and every time. I also will tell you that I like to create different versions of my signature because depending on the season, I may change the phrasing or tagline, which I will go over in a moment. I have outlined all the steps that you need to follow in this document, but it's a good idea for you to open a new Google Doc where you're going to actually create your signature. We're going to be working on recreating this template, this exact signature, so that you can follow along step by step. Now, what I want you to pay attention to is that once you create your template, you're going to be able to simply copy and paste this into your email signature. Now, in this document that I have outlined the steps for you, I will show you how to follow along with open a Google Doc, go ahead and insert a table, and to make sure that you know what to do with the different rows. Even though I'm showing you how to create the signature on the same Google Doc as the instructions, I don't want you to do that. I want you to start with a blank slate so that we can just, here I'm going to show you, I'm going to pretend like I'm starting new, and you can see that I'm going to start by going up to the menu and saying inserting, saying to insert a table, and I want 2 columns and 2 rows, 2 and 2. You're going to be inserting your image on the upper left hand side, all of your data information on the right side, and then the bottom merged cell, you're going to be able to insert whatever you'd like. This is where you can insert your link to your scheduler or your blog post or your YouTube video or just a quote or your favorite greeting.
Now let's go back to Canva.
As you will notice, I've chosen the size 200 by 200, which in Canva is the social media icon. That's all you need in order for you to start modifying your picture. You'll see that we're going to be using the Canva elements in order to come up with your image that you're going to insert into the template. We're going to locate all of the icons and brand them in our brand colors. And I'm also going to show you how to resize them once we put them all into our Google Doc template. Let's go over to the homepage of Canva, select the social media icon, and start customizing our image and our social media icon. Here we are on the elements over on the left hand side. We're going to select frames, and we want the circle because we want to make sure that we're following the template that I showed you in the beginning. So all I'm doing here is clicking and dragging the little circles on the edges all the way to the corner because I want to stretch it out and ensure that I'm going to get a nice, crisp, clear picture. Here I've uploaded some pictures of myself, so I'm going to just select one. I'm double clicking on the image inside the circle to then drag it over and place it and center it. Nice and done. Here we go, and I'm doing the black and white because later I'll show you the colored one so that you can see the difference. But for right now, what I want to do is I want to add a little bit of my branding on the image itself. And so what I'm going to do is go over to the elements again on the left hand side and select frame, not the frames, but the shapes. I want the circle because as you will see, I'm going to click on the circle. It's going to go over my image, but hang tight. I'll show you what to do next. It defaults into this gray font for myself, but for you it may be different. It doesn't matter. You'll be able to change the color. This is how we're going to be adding a little bit of our branding onto it. So now that I've got the circle, I'm going to locate those little circles on the edge corners, and I'm going to drag it to go a little bit over my image, and I'm going to change the color of that circle by clicking on that square box where the color is on the upper left hand side. All right, now that I've dragged it out, let me change the color to be one of my brand colors, and then we're going to go over to position over on the right hand side and say backwards because we want it behind the picture. This is how you can start branding your image that you're ultimately going to insert into your clickable email signature. Doesn't that sound great? All right, and you can get creative. Do double circles, do more than one brand color. Yeah, this is just about your imagination and what your brand and the overall look and feel that you want for your signature. All I'm going to do now is just resize, just kind of click and drag and resize that circle so that it's the way that I want it. And so here you see the template that I have originally used. I had a color picture and the circle around my image was very thin. So all I did was click and drag the circle inward a little bit more. Now we're ready to go and find our icons. So we simply go to Elements and we type in Facebook or Instagram or whatever social media icon you're going to want to customize. So once we drag it, we're doing the same thing. We locate it, we click and we put it inside of our box, and we're locating those circles on the edges and we're dragging it out to the edge. It's a 200 by 200 social media icon, and we want to take as much space as possible. And all we're doing is, again, finding the social media icon. We go to the search bar, type in the one that we want, and then once we drag it in and into the box and we drag it out to the size that we want, we can change the color into one of our brand colors by clicking the color box. And again, this is how you start to customize your overall email signature by adding the social media icons that are most relevant to you and putting them into your brand colors. So as you will see, all I'm doing now is doing the exact same thing over and over again for the social media icons that I want to include in my email signature, and then changing the color to my brand. Now, once I take a look and see that I have everything that I want, it is time for me to download all of the images so they're getting ready for me to upload into the Google Docs. So that's what I'm doing now.
Okay, so I just downloaded all the images that I created in Canva. So now I'm going to be inserting them into the different box. We're going to start by clicking on the upper left-hand side, and I'm going to go to the icon in the menu that says Insert Image. I'm going to upload from my computer, and I just want to make sure that they are there, and it is. And actually, I'm just going to grab the color one. I don't want to waste time looking for the other one. But you see how it comes pretty big? I can just click and size it, and then I'm going to click on the border of the template and size it as well, maybe not so close, because we don't want the signature to look so big that it's taking up all of your email. And so what I can do here is when I click on the image, see that? I can size it a little bit bigger if I want, or a little bit smaller, all right? And again, because I don't want it to be super close to that border of the template, I'm just gonna click and drag it until I feel it's pretty comfortable. Next, I'm gonna go and grab the information that I wanna put in my email account. For the sake of time, let me just go ahead and grab this, but of course you would have your own information and you would copy and paste it. Again, just because the table looks this big doesn't mean that it has to be that big. I'm going to just make it a little bit smaller, and I'm going to grab the information and maybe even have it be, I don't know, maybe a little bit more to the right or to the left. I think that looks pretty good actually. If I want to make it a little bit bigger, or if I want to use different font size or a different font type, I know that Cambria is a good one. So is Georgia. It's up to you. But if I wanted to make it just a tiny little bit bigger so that my name really stands out, and then the title, you can have it be a different font color. Again, it's just a matter of highlighting and then coming up here and changing the color, or customizing if you want it italicized or underlined. It's up to you. Sometimes I've seen people do this where everything's capitalized, which looks pretty good. Business strategist and consultant. So of course, there's another easier way to do that. But again, if it's a little bit too long or too big, you can just see how quickly that is. All right, so the next piece of information I want is my website. By the way, I put all this bogus information. That's not really my cell number or my address. And then here I can type in, again, it can be all caps or however you want it. But of course, we want to make sure that that is a link. And because I want everything branded, I would highlight it again, and maybe I would I can customize it, but I just don't want to go and do all that right now. But you see that? I can customize it. I can make it a little bit smaller if I want, but now it is a clickable link, or I can make it be a little bit bigger. Again, that is all up to you. Because I'm going to want my social media icons here, I'm going to want this information a little bit higher. And I am now ready to insert my icon images that I created in Canva that I've already downloaded. So let me go grab those now. Again, they're going to come in very large. Don't worry about it. Click on it. And again, as you can just click and drag from the corner. You see that? Let's click on the Instagram one. We're going to size them in a bit, but see, you can just play it by ear, or just look to see how big you want it, how small. And now everything is just looking so much better, isn't it? And of course, you're not going to want them all lumped in like that. Oh my goodness, it's so great to be able to undo. Okay, all I'm doing right now is I clicked at the very beginning of that F for Facebook, and now I'm just with the arrows, with the left arrow, right arrow, I'm just creating 2 spaces in between each letter to see how that looks. And I think that looks pretty good. I might want to just like size it a little bit, all right? So remember how earlier I had you go and grab your social media icons so you don't have to be looking for them? Here is my Instagram. All I'm doing is copying. I click on the Instagram icon. I go up here to what looks like a little paper clip, and I'm going to insert that link and apply. That's what makes it clickable, all right? Let's go ahead and get the Facebook one. Again, copy and click on the icon, the little paper clip, insert link, and I'm going to click right there and apply. And I've got one more, my LinkedIn one. So LinkedIn, highlight the link, click on the icon, go to the paper clip and paste the link and apply. So that's all done. Now, again, you can have a quote, you can have happy holidays, or you can have, you can even this be like, hey, click here for my latest blog or my latest podcast or the article, what have you. And you can even make that be clickable. Okay, like you could highlight a word and have that be clickable. Okay. Other than that, I think we're done, except for we don't want the borders to show. And maybe we even want like a separator in between the image and the information. So what you do to get rid of the borders is you highlight the entire thing, the entire section. You come up here to where you see the 3 lines where it says border width, and you select 0, right? All right, now that we've gotten rid of the borders, what we want to do is click and copy this entire signature that it already has the clickable things, and we're going to go to our email or Gmail settings, and we're going to make sure that we copy and paste. We just copied, so we want to go to the general tab here in the settings, scroll all the way down to where it says here's the signature, and I'm going to highlight and delete what's in there right now, and I'm going to paste my new signature. And as you can see, it is kind of big, so we can always resize it. That's why we want to make sure that we have it in the Google Doc. But the main thing here is make sure that you save the changes, okay? Save the changes, because when you go to compose a new email, there it is, all right? So let me just kind of say that right now, it looks a little big to me. So I want to make sure that you guys understand that you can always resize it. This is what it looks like before. This is what it looks like now. It's a little bit big, not a big deal, because I can always resize my image. Remember that? I can resize this. I can always make this a little bit closer. I can make the font a little bit smaller because they're all different fonts. I may have to go one at a time. Maybe I do that for 12. There's always a way for you to make adjustments as long as you have everything in a Google Doc so that you can easily edit it, okay? And other than that, I would say you can even move this up a little bit. And I'm showing you how to do that. It's copy. Again, we want to copy it, Control C, and we want to go to our email, Gmail, and we want to go to settings. There we go. We go to the general tab, scroll down. We're going to highlight what we don't want, delete that, and put in the new signature. It's a little bit better, but remember, you're not done. You have to save the changes, okay? And now, when you go to compose an email, there it is. So I hope you've loved this training, because there's nothing like having a really great email signature. And as you can see here, if you click on them, you can see the different links. But let me just kind of show you this right now. Testing Gmail signature. I'm going to put testing, because you'll see that when you receive it, you don't see those links, okay? You see that? All you do is you can click on anything that's live and you'll be able to go there. And there you have it. I think I have way too many tabs open because my computer's moving way too slow, but that is how you create a custom email for your Gmail, which you can probably also use for whatever email system that you use to send out your email correspondence to. But this way they have all kinds of information from you. I like having my picture there. I didn't like it before, but now it reminds people who you are. You might, especially if you're connecting with your network, it helps to jar their memory by adding your picture. And you may want to test it by emailing it to yourself just to make sure that everything works the way it's supposed to. All right, everyone, thank you for listening. This has been a really fun little exercise. So go and create your custom email signatures for your email account.
Thank you for watching today's video. If you found it helpful, please go ahead and subscribe, hit that thumbs up, and ring that bell so that you're always notified of when I publish another video, and you'll never miss one of those in the future, because I do publish one video every single week. And if you have any questions, leave it in the comments. I'm happy to answer them. And I did tell you that I had a resource for you. That resource is my business template that I have in my Etsy store. Now, this business template is for you to design your very own business card. But here is the thing, that business card could also be converted into an email signature following the steps that I shared with you in today's training. So I'm going to go ahead and leave a link to that business card template. I think it comes with 7 different designs, and some have the front and back. You don't have to use it for a business card if you don't want, although you could use it as a template for your email signature. So I think I may also share with you a discount promotional coupon. So go ahead and check that out in the link below. Other than that, that's all I've got for today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Again, this is the Profitable Bookkeeping Biz channel, and I will see you next time. Same time, same place. Bye for now.